Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Yara, and please do remember, if you do not like what I say, how I say it, or why I say it, then please do feel free to click off this video and go about the rest of your day in peace. And so we are back with March reading here in the topic. You guys actually had this at a tie, so I had to imply the help of my Instagram fam over on my private account to help me be the tiebreaker on this one. But the topic we're going to be talking about is basically, what is it that you need to improve on to make your life better? So this is going to be a little bit of kind of like self-care, probably a little bit of maybe shadow work kind of topics coming up. We're just going to see. So we got a lot of different decks that we're going to be pulling from during the reading. And of course, if you're attracted to more than one pile, that is perfectly fine, because again, there might be multiple messages that apply to you across all of these different piles. Just go with the flow, trust your intuition, and again, do not worry about any rules or anything like that. Just go with what is in your gut and trust in it. Again, this is a timeless reading, so regardless of whenever this reading comes up, go with it. Again, all of my readings pretty much on my channel are timeless, even if there is a time limit or whatever you want to call it on a reading. If you still resonate with the messages, you resonate with the messages regardless of what time it is, when the video was made, what time periods come up in the video. If you resonate with the message, then that's the message for you. Don't be so worried about time frames and whatnot. Like, again, time is just a human-made construct, and nothing else outside of how we perceive it works in that time limit kind of thing. Everything is in spirit, in a sense. It's kind of happening all at the same time. So it's just like, don't be so worried about time limits or time frames and things like that. Just go with the flow. Trust that everything happens in its own divine timing. Relax a little, okay? I just feel like that's an important message that needs to be said. So we have 4 piles here for this particular reading. So for pile 1, we have the Phoenix Stone. For pile 2, we have this really cool piece of obsidian with all these cool ass carvings. For pile 3, we have the Strawberry Quartz Tower here. Look at that. And lastly, for pile 4, we have our Fluorite Tower. And this is a really cool one because it's actually completely round and smooth, which I never seen a tower at the time that was like this. So I was like, ooh, yes, I need that for my collection. But again, take as much time as you need to meditate, select your pile or piles, and let's jump into this. All right, for those of you who picked the first pile here with the Phoenix Stone, we're going to go ahead and we're just going to set that guy over there. So what is it that you need to work on or to improve and better your life right now? So we have, for your first card here, we have card 28 with the Water Fairy with feelings and emotions. Wow. So obviously you need to clear the air with, clear the waters when it comes to your emotional well-being right now. There's pent-up emotions that you have. Wait, hang on one second. But yeah, so there's some pent-up emotions that you definitely have right now, and you need to become clear. You also have to become more focused and clear about, what is it you want to express? What is it you need to express to others? And obviously, it would be really beneficial for you to work more with the element of water. What does water give you? Do cleansing baths, rituals in that regards. Maybe even consuming more water would be helpful, but also drinking with intention. Maybe, again, putting crystals around your water to help you set intentions for it. Let's also look at, I wanted to bust out my zodiac dice here to see and give you maybe an area within your natal chart that you should look at that might be related to, again, your feelings and emotions and what it is you need to work on. So let's see what we got for our planet. We have Mercury, communication. So how you're not communicating your feelings in the correct way. So by working on your communication skills and, again, learning how to communicate your emotions, you're going to better your life a lot more. Let's look at our zodiac sign. It's kind of cocked, but it's Gemini. So we have Gemini. So you might have Mercury in Gemini, or you really need to look at your Gemini house. Where in your natal chart does Gemini rule? And also, this isn't just for your natal chart. You can also look at this in regards to your progress chart, transits, your solar return chart, or even like your lunar cycle charts. Again, you don't want to look at astrology in a vacuum and just focusing on one place. You got to look at everything that's going on as a whole picture kind of thing, and that's how you get the best information and how it works. A lot of people don't understand how astrology and horoscopes and all of that actually work. And lastly, let's see what house this might be related to, the area in your life. 7th house. So you're not communicating to a partner, or partnerships, or individuals, one-on-one connections. Again, this doesn't necessarily have to be romantic in nature, but you're not communicating what it is you need maybe in a relationship. It could even be a relationship with somebody who has heavy Gemini placement or energy. So definitely keep that in mind. And also, anything that is ruled by the 7th house, again, learning in astrology what the houses give you is so vitally important. In order to do that, you have to know your birth time, because that's going to give you the placements of your houses in your natal chart. So the 10 of Cups we have coming out. So obviously, maybe there's something family-wise that you're not knowing how to communicate well, or maybe there's individuals in your family that aren't communicating well. Maybe a choice that you're trying to make and you're trying to communicate it to your family and you don't want to disappoint them. Okay. Oh, we got the Queen of Cups. Again, we have a lot going on here with the water element, emotion, feeling, intuition. We got a lot of ocean creatures coming out here as well. So Queen of Cups. We also have the 5 of Swords, picking and choosing your battles. And we have the 4 successive cards here. So we have the 5 of Swords and we have the 4 of Swords. So yeah, in order to improve your life right now, you gotta come clean about how it is you need to communicate your emotions and your feelings and what you feel intuitively in whatever situation it might be. And this is definitely something you're feeling on a one-to-one level with somebody that you need to tell them. And again, picking and choosing those battles, because there could be an issue here where there's a conversation that needs to be had that you just feel very uncomfortable and you've been avoiding having. And again, it could have to do with maybe what it is you're picturing or wanting for your future, for, life, family. So maybe for some of you, it's in regards to like your marriage, resilience. You need to withstand and have resilience in what it is your stance is on this situation. Let's see what other information we can get here. Because obviously subconsciously in your sleep even, it's like You might even be having nightmares, or very strong imagery of ocean creatures, I feel like. Birds, particular bird messengers are coming through in your sleep. Or again, you're having bodies of water appear subconsciously in your sleep, in your dreams. Funny enough, we got the fire guardian popping out. Ignite your passions. So maybe there's a particular thing that you're passionate about that you want to communicate, but you're not finding a way. For some of you, it could even be like, there's so many different ways to communicate something that you're going through emotionally. Maybe words isn't the best way. Maybe you need to do it in writing, or maybe you need to paint like a literal picture. You need to do it through, again, some other method other than just normal speech to get it out into the open, just even for yourself. Let's see what we have come out in our self-care here. What would be helpful for this group to improve their life? Ha! Ha 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 ha. Holy shit. So we got a little bit of fire coming out here too, which makes sense because that helps to balance out the element of water. Because maybe normally you are a very fiery person, or again, there's a need here to connect and communicate again what it is that you feel very passionate about. Because we have the connect with fire card here, and this is literally talking about working with the element of fire. Candles, we got candles here, so candle magic might be something you want to look into. And again, understanding and connecting with what you're passionate. And look at that, we also have soak in a bath, and look what's around it, a bunch of candles. So you might want to set up a ritual of that sort, where it's like you fill up your bath, you put your bath salts, whatever other, herbs or oils you want to soak in, and then light some different candles, have some different crystals around. Just make sure your crystals are not water soluble crystals, anything like that. So let's also get, because these particular cards also have a journal prompt, and I feel like that would be very helpful for you guys to think about. The mantra with this one is, I let the healing waters restore me. Exactly. So the prompt here is, how can you make a bath feel more like a sacred self-care ritual? That's what you need to focus on. You need to ask yourself how you can do that, because it's going to be very cleansing for you. And then with the fire card, this talks about, the mantra is, my inner fire burns bright and I shine my light throughout the universe. Exactly. And so the prompt here is, what old patterns and beliefs would you like to transmute with the alchemical magic of fire? So again, maybe emotionally there's some shit that you're holding on to that is just not good for you. Again, you're holding on to things and emotions that have already ended. They're already long gone, but for some reason you're trying to keep that alive, and it's weighing down and it's bogging you up. Sometimes it's like you gotta let go of certain shit in order to make room for what it is you want to manifest next. Let's also get a crystal card for you guys to see what might be helpful, especially because we have the imagery of crystals coming up. And ooh, we got a good one here. We have Herkimer. Dreams. I am constantly manifesting my dreams into reality. Yeah, you got to listen to your dreams a little bit more. Make sure you're dream journaling, because you're getting a lot of messages, especially subconsciously, from your higher self about what it is that you're holding on to. And it's trying to communicate to you. I wouldn't be surprised, again, if you've been having dreams where there's a lot of water or fire imagery coming out that is maybe frightening you, because again, it's representing that aspect of yourself that you are burying or you're not giving room to speak. Holy shit. strong emotion, passionate love or hate. We also have the goldfish. There's more water imagery. Increase in material wealth or spiritual growth. We have the bear, danger, especially in money matters. So maybe for some of you, especially those who are already like in a marriage, I'm getting, or a relationship, maybe that's been something that has been causing some communication issues, is something to do with money matters. We also have the eagle with triumph over troubles and obstacles. So no matter what, it's like this issue is definitely going to improve, and you're going to work through the obstacles. But the key here is by learning that communication. There could be a short journey that's involved. Maybe you need to take a journey or a trip to the ocean or some body of water. Pay attention to your finances. So again, maybe emotionally there is some issues here where you're having issues with finances, and that is causing you a lot of emotional problems, because maybe you have something sitting in one of your like your second house or your sixth or your 10th or something that, you know, is related to career and money, that is also tied to emotions. Like maybe your moon or something sits in one of these houses, or maybe there's something transiting it like the moon that is causing some emotional upheaval or some changes. We also have dogs, getting together with friends. So maybe there's something you need to communicate with friends, or you need to reach out to friends and, you know, that you trust, to express and talk about some things. Wheel, indecisiveness, allowing your life to ramble aimlessly. And lastly, we got mountain, major challenge to overcome. So, yeah, but we have that triumph over troubles and obstacles. So no matter what, it's like, you just gotta work through this situation here. It might be, again, causing you a lot of heartache and a lot of stress, but you're going to be able to work through it, especially if you, again, communicate one-on-one to the people who are involved with it. You can't keep avoiding conflict. That might be part of why that Five of Swords is coming in, because maybe you're trying to deter or avoid the conflict, because you are a very loving, watery kind of person. Or again, that warmth of and that's what the fire is coming up, is because it's like that fire is to give you some activation and some drive to like push through and let out the strong emotion that you're feeling, and not allowing yourself to just kind of keep, you know, rambling on. You need to have a little bit more of that resilience to, you know, push through it, or else things are not going to improve the way that you want them to. So yeah, I think that's everything that I'm getting off this particular pile. So if this resonated, do let me know down in the comments. If you are curious about any of the other stuff that I'm getting up to, definitely do feel free to check all my social media links, Instagram, Twitter. If you feel so inclined to help and support this channel and what I'm doing, there is my Patreon. There's also Ko-fi. All of that is a great way to help. Or again, just even sharing this video, giving it a like and all of that, sharing it with a friend is a-okay. So with that said, I will see you guys in the next one. All right, for those who picked pile 2 here with the very cool carved obsidian tower, we're going to go ahead and see what is it that you need to work on, what you need to improve on to, you know, make your life better. So let's see what we got here. So we have card number 1 with Merlin, with alchemy, justice, and balance, along with death with card 46. So obviously, for you guys right now, you need to accept the fact that you are going through a death moment. There's something ending, changing in your life, And this is karmic in nature because we have justice being mentioned here. So there is justice being served. This change is something you cannot avoid. So stop trying to avoid it. Just accept it for what it is, because again, this is a cleansing. It's a rebalancing of what it is you need to step into. And also with Merlin there, it's like that, this very much makes me think of the Magician card. So it's like you have all the skills, you have all the necessary resources to survive this and to turn it around to your advantage by learning that sacred alchemy. So other cards that are coming to mind are things like, again, the Justice card, Libra energy, the Magician, as well as like Sagittarius energy, expansion, again, taking what little is left and retransforming it. Again, you could even be going through kind of like a tower moment, but again, death is all about restoration and transformation. And yes, while sometimes that could be more in the negative, it could be uncomfortable, it could be, all kinds of things, or it could be very positive things. So let's also look at natal chart wise. Now, this could relate to your natal chart, could relate to progress, transits, solar return, lunar return kind of chart things. Just look throughout all of your different charts. You need to do that because that's where you get the best information. So let's start off with what house this could be maybe activating or has some role in. And we have the 10th house, your career, your reputation, how others view you. So again, this could be a complete transformation about what it is you want to do in life. You're gonna definitely, with anything with the 10th house, you got to look at your 2nd and your 6th, as well as a little bit of your 4th, because those are kind of the prereqs that you need to work on in order to activate the 10th house as well. You also need to think about where's your 10th house ruler, what is aspecting that 10th house ruler, and all of that. Me and my Pisces twin will be talking more about this kind of topic in a future podcast. If you did not know, we do podcasts, especially on astrological topics that we're learning about over on Patreon. That link is down in the description. We have a bunch of different videos already up. So if you want to learn more about that, we talk about all kinds of helpful topics and things that you might find interesting. Let's also look at what a zodiac sign this could be related to. And again, we have Gemini. Gemini is a popular energy right now coming up here. So again, communication. There could definitely be, you're going to be learning something. There could be, watch out for what people are saying about you and communication in your reputation. Let's also look at what planetary body might be related. And we got Saturn. Yes, that is Saturn. Let me double check. Yes, that is Saturn. So yeah, discipline. You're coming in a new phase. You got to have discipline. You got to work on, again, that balance. Because that's what Saturn gives. It also gives delay. So again, you might not be achieving what you want when it comes to career or whatnot, because there is some things that need to be cleared out and changed before that can occur. Don't be afraid of squares in your chart, in your astrological information, especially to Saturn. Saturn is a big one for career. In fact, Saturn would feel very at home in the 10th house. Because that is the ruling planet for Capricorn, and Capricorn rules the 10th, traditionally speaking. But you need to look at where that is for you, again, natally, because that has to do with your natal promise. Again, we were just talking about that on the podcast, on my Patreon, if you want to know more information about that. Let's see what else you need to improve on. We have the 8 of Wands. So again, there's fast communication coming in. Changes in your work situation. I'm just giving a strong sense of that. Could be a big thing for a lot of you. You're finding out maybe that a job offer doesn't go the way that you expect it to. Look at that. You got 2 8s coming in with the 8 of Cups as well. Yeah, you're moving away and you're making a change. But again, I feel like this is a change that you yourself have been trying to avoid making, but this is what's actually going to improve your life. Following your true destiny. Look, we have the Hangman. You've been procrastinating. You've been saying like, oh, well, I don't know. You want to stay in your comfy zone. It's like, no, death is coming and it's going to push you out of your comfort zone because you cannot stay there. If you want, things to change in your life, and to improve, you're going to have to risk it to get the biscuit. You're going to have to get out of that comfort zone, and you're going to have to take a risk and just accept that whatever happens, happens, but it's for your highest good. So again, stop hesitating and just make that move. Some of you might literally be physical movement or, but you're gonna get this message fast. It's gonna happen in a whirlwind, and you're just gonna have to deal with it, because you can't stay stagnant anymore. Yeah, so we got the Warrior, be fearless and stand strong, and we have the White Witch, be the light. You gotta accept and follow your own inner guidance and your own inner light, and stand proudly in that. Again, listen to what it is you want. There might be other people around you who might be trying to sway you, or like, especially whenever the Eight of Cups comes up, that just makes you think of, from the outside, nobody else understands why you feel driven to do this, or to make this change, because everything seems good from their perspective for you in your own life, but it's like, no, that's not the case. Lemon, lime, dragon with union. There might be even a partnership that is involved with this. Maybe that's part of what needs to be balanced. Maybe you've been trying to do everything on your own, standing on your own, but maybe there is a need here to reach out and find a partner who can help you. Because you've had your defenses up. So we have the dragon fruit dragon. You've had your defenses up for way too long. And now it's time to kind of loosen up and allow somebody else, that Gemini, a twin, so to speak, to come in and be of assistance. Because that is going to greatly help you to improve things. Delegate some of the power. Let's also look at a crystal that might be helpful for you guys. Going this, what would be? Okay, we got two. Ooh, and they're both ones I love. Yeah. So, we got Moonstone with cycles. I'm in the divine flow of my soul rhythm and life cycles. Obviously, you have the death card. You're going to go through a new cycle here. And then we also have golden calcite. I love calcite. Inspiration. I'm inspired in all that I do. You got to go with, again, what you internally feel driven to go after. But you do have to couple that with a little bit of discipline and structure, with that Saturn being there. Let's also look at your self-care card and see what kind of self-care would be helpful for you guys to help improve your life here. Let's see what would be helpful for you guys. What do we got? We have nourish your temple. So you might even be having a lot of stomach pains in regards to this, because I'm seeing that. You obviously need to work on your diet, how you nourish and you feed your soul as well as your body, and reduce some of the stress. Again, I feel like a lot of you work a lot on your own, and you need to allow some assistance to come in. We also have abundance planning. There's your discipline. There's your structure coming in. You got to have, get a journal, write out what it is you need to balance, write out your goals, break down those larger goals into smaller, more achievable ones, and learn how to, again, delegate and say, hey, I can do this, and I can, rely on this person to help me with this other aspect. Have a budget for how much you're spending, all of that. So plan out your meals. So the mantra with this card is, I attract a level of abundance in alignment with my self-worth and reflective of my generous nature. Yeah, so your financial health is an essential aspect of your overall wellness practice. It's time to take a closer look at how you're spending, saving, and making money. Again, you guys are very focused on those aspects, and there's going to be a change happening there. So I feel like saving for a rainy day is a good rule of thumb for you guys. You might even need to work with somebody else to help. Maybe you yourself aren't very good with, budgeting and working on your finance. So delegate that to somebody else who is good at it and that you trust to do that for you. Like a financial advisor, or even just, your partner. Because again, there could be, maybe you're considering, negotiating a raise in your current position. You want to generate and earn more money. Maybe you're considering applying for a promotion or a new job, taking on a side gig. Any of those could be, regardless, it's like this new cycle is definitely related to money and your career. And you really want to, be successful, but you got to realize that maybe in order to have this work, you're going to have to lower the defenses and allow some assistance to come in. So the journal prompt with this is, what was your family's relationship with money like when you were growing up? How has that impacted your relationship with money now? Again, think about that. You might even want to think about, if you're working as an entrepreneur, you might want to raise your fees. Develop a new marketing strategy or expand your product offerings. All of this is about creating that balance. However, you're going to be more balanced. Maybe you've been giving too much of yourself in your work, and that's been causing you to neglect your health, your body. You need to nourish that body. Relationships. So the mantra here is, I nourish my body with healthy food, clean water, and positive self-talk. Changing how you talk about yourself, embracing more of that aspect of light, meditation, maybe taking on a spiritual practice would help to improve your life, or taking even on a creative project, something that just gets you, relaxed a little bit more. So, ask yourself, tune into your body and ask it what would feel nourishing. Sit or lie down and place one hand on your heart and the other on your lower abdomen. And then ask, what do you need today? You may find that your body calls for you to eat healthy food, or for a movement practice even, if it's just simple stretching. There may be a beauty treatment that comes to mind, like a body scrub or a mask, or maybe your body wants to be adorned with jewelry you save for special occasions, or with a new lip color. Again, trust your intuition, go with what feels right for you and what you tap into with your body. Really listening and learning how to communicate with your body can change your life completely, because you're going to pick up on things intuitively that you wouldn't have before. So I'd also feel like for a lot of you guys, again, this makes sense, you need to look at your relationship with your 6th house, because some of you might be so heavily focused on that 10th house, like, career, reputation. But what the fuck is lacking in your 6th and your 2nd? Because your 2nd is your, it's the finances or whatever, but it's your foundation. It is your security. It's how you feel, grounded. You really need to look at that 2nd house, work through that. You also need to think about your 6th, because it's your day-to-day routines. It's also your health. It's one of the health houses. All the houses have a little bit of a connection to they can to health and wellness in some degree. Same with the planets, but traditionally speaking, we heavily look at that 6th house for anything that's like major kind of like health things, illnesses. So you want to look at that. But again, that's also your day-to-day routines, your coworkers, your day-to-day job. And then lastly, you also want to look at your fourth, because that is the direct opposite to the 10th house. So that is the foundation of your 10th as well. So you need to consider what's going on in that fourth house as well, to get the biggest pictures you can of, especially because I feel like this group is so focused on career and money, that is going to be highly important. So the journal prompt with this card is, what is your body calling for? And what can you do to nourish it more? So really, I highly encourage you guys to really sit down with that, and really think about that message, and to write on it, and to meditate on it, and really, really, really question what is going to bring you the most balance in your life, especially with this change in cycle that's going on. So let's see what else we got. We got older man, dealings or relationship with an older man. Again, this could be a boss, maybe somebody you're going to be asking for that, possible raise or change in occupation. We have the tortoise, slowly but surely getting ahead. Yeah, some of you might be trying to rush through the cycle, rush through the discomfort, but it's like you got to slow down and you got to just go with the flow a little bit. Maybe that's part of why we have Neptune's energy here. We have the Hangman here, because it's like there's, for some of you, it's like maybe you could be way too stuck in that limbo phase of Neptune, or maybe it is you need to actually spend more time in it to, again, it's in that moment of stillness and in flux and in pause as things transition that you can start to slow down and connect and listen to, again, your body and what does it need. We have the fox, shrewdness and resourcefulness, especially in business. You guys are very savvy, and you want to achieve a lot in business, but I feel like there's just a little bit of adjustment and some changes that you need to make in order to be as successful as you want to be. And again, that's going to go back to discipline and sticking to a game plan. We have pale, time to get out of a situation. Again, more so for a lot of you, it's time to accept that this, where you are right now, it's never going to give you what you want. Gong, an exciting event. But again, there's an opportunity coming in here, guys, that you need to be aware of, especially with that 8 of Wands. It's going to come in fast. It's going to come in sweet. And it's like you need to take that opportunity. And it might, again, be an offer of partnership, of union of some sort, a converging of two different groups. And you can be a part of that. And maybe, again, that's something that you find a little bit uncomfortable, because that's not normally your that's not normally how you work. And it's like you're not sure if you like that idea, but it's like if you go with it, I think that is going to give you the opportunity that you really want. Yeah, excitement, exciting times ahead. This is an exciting offer if you can view it that way. Let's see. Again, don't have your defenses. So, someone working, I say that one, someone working against you behind your back. So, maybe there is somebody. Maybe it's this older man who's trying to, take a deal out of your, but maybe that's a blessing in disguise in a way. Maybe that you getting, screwed over in a current situation might actually make room for something much better, for somebody else to notice what you have to offer. Too much concern with sexual matters. Don't know how to take that one. Maybe you're not getting enough sex. I don't know. Let's see what else we got here. Gavel, involvement with the law. There's your justice coming up here. Pineapple, reconciliation. Again, maybe there's a chance here. Maybe this is related to somebody in the past. And there's a chance here to finally make amends and settle something. Maybe something that involved a legal matter. and finally coming to terms, and you're going to get what is owed and due to you. But it's going to require you to say goodbye to that whole situation, which you might not like. But again, it's an opportunity to open you up to something better. It's just what I'm getting. So that is everything I'm getting off of this particular reading. So if this resonated, definitely do let me know. I'm very curious to know what you guys think about this pile if you chose it. Is there something major going on in your career right now? So that's definitely the vibe I'm getting. But anyway, if you want to help and support this channel, or to keep up to date on everything I'm doing, getting involved with the polls for future topics of videos and all of that, definitely make sure you're paying attention to my community tab here on YouTube, as well as my other social media like Twitter and Instagram, because I'll throw out polls on there as well. If you want to give a little bit of extra assistance and help, there's definitely, again, my Patreon, which will give you access to, again, those helpful podcasts, especially if you want to learn more about astrology with us. I highly encourage you guys to check out that. There's also something as simple as Ko-fi, if you want to just, buy me a tea or something as a little tip or whatnot. Definitely do check out all of that in the description. So with that said, I will see you guys in the next one. All right, for those of you who picked pile 3 here with the strawberry quartz, we're going to go ahead and see what is it that you need to work on, to improve, to make your life better. So we have the dog coming out for you guys, card 19, with loyalty, sincerity, and unconditional love. So obviously, I'm getting kind of a couple different messages for this group already. So for some of you, this is about you showing more loyalty, not only to yourself, but also to others around you. I can feel like maybe some of you can have a tendency to make promises that you can't keep, or, you make, plans like, oh yeah, we'll hang out this day or whatever, and then you kind of dip out at the last second. You need to stick to that sense of loyalty and, being more honest about, what, if you don't want to do something, then don't say that you're going to. Again, be sincere. For others of you, again, this is about showing more unconditional love to yourself and to be a little bit more gentle, because you could be very harsh as far as self-criticism or self-talk. So watch out for really falling into negative spirals with your inner dialogue. It could also be that you need to, and this could be a bigger message for everybody for this particular pile, where you need to watch out for who you choose to associate with, because maybe you're showing too much loyalty to people who don't deserve your loyalty, who are not sincere. They're not showing you and giving you back the unconditional love that you give to them. Staying in abusive relationships or toxic relationships. I feel like that's a big thing that a lot of you who pick this pile, you need to work on recognizing within your own life. So let's also do some astrology dice here to see, and again, this could relate to your natal chart, your progressed, your solar, your lunar charts, whatever it may be, your relocation chart. Look at all of it. Look at the transits, all that good stuff. If you want to learn more about these kind of topics, me and my Pisces twin over on our podcast on Patreon, we talk a lot about these topics. We actually just finished up doing a series talking about natal promise, which is very important, especially if you want to get into the realm of predictive astrology. And also just everything in general, looking at that natal promise. If, again, it's not promised in your natal chart, that potential is not really there for certain things. Or again, it's going to be extremely hard for you to go after those things unless you understand what is promised to you natally. Doesn't mean that it's going to happen. unless you act on it. But regardless, we get into all of that on there. The links are down below. I highly encourage you to check it out. But let's go ahead and see for your planet that maybe this is an area that you need to work on, or you need to understand or research more. But again, don't just look at this in a vacuum. You have to look at all of these things in conjunction with everything else in your chart. And again, the transits, because the transits and the progressions are what really help to activate these things. We got Uranus coming out here. So very Aquarius energy. It's a traditional, well, actually, it's not the traditional ruler of Aquarius, but it is the modern ruler of Aquarius. And Aquarius rules the 11th house. So yeah, who are you associating with? You need to think more outside the box. You need to expand your worldview. Also, don't be surprised with Uranus coming out here. It's like things are unexpected shit could come up to you. Unexpected things that will shake up your life, so to speak. So and I feel like you guys, you're happy-go-lucky. A lot of you who maybe picked this pile, you're very, you're like a golden doodle kind of person. You're very happy. You radiate this kind of, again, very loving, happy, but maybe a bit naive and a little bit, I'm just going to say it, like, what is the word? Kind of ditzy sometimes, kind of energy. Like a lot of Labradors have that kind of energy. They can be very happy dogs, but sometimes they can be really silly dogs, and it just depends. So you need to watch out, and you need to be prepared for the unexpected. Let's see about what zodiac sign this could be related to. And we have Virgo. So health, wellness, organization, your day-to-day connections. Maybe even for some of you, what could really help, and I only say this with word of caution, and to make sure that you're not just doing this because for the wrong reasons, and do your research and be prepared for the responsibility that comes with this. But for some of you, you might just benefit and improve your life by getting a dog, getting a pet of some sort, because that's also something that's kind of Virgo ruled, especially 6th house ruled, is pets. That alone might help to improve your life and get you kind of moving, because maybe some of you are a little bit down in the dumps. Again, that unconditional love thing is coming up, so you might be very harsh on yourself. You might even be going through a little bit of like depression or anxiety, and an animal companion might actually be very beneficial. But make sure you seek out medical professional help, get an opinion. Again, do your research. Just don't get an animal just to get an animal and then not know how to take care of it. That is something I do not stand by in any capacity. It is a serious commitment. It's like having a very small child, Let's also look at what house. Now, the houses are extremely important, guys. They're way more important than a lot of people realize, because this is literally what colors your life. So the house that could be related to all of this is, we got the 10th house coming up here. Your reputation. Again, this is very similar to the last pile. Well, 10th house came up for them as well. But yeah, your reputation, your career. There could be some unexpected things happening in career. Just like random kind of like, oops, well, surprise, this happened. Let's go ahead and get some more information about what you need to work on to help and improve your life here. Let's see from the tarot. What did we get? We have the 6 of Swords. Yeah, making a move, making change. Maybe some of you will literally unexpectedly need to move house. Find a new apartment, find a new place. Maybe you're going to have to move away for a career. Maybe some of you are going away for the first time to college. We got the Devil card here. Now, don't be afraid that the Devil card is coming out. Yes, the Devil can talk about addictions, feeling trapped. But a lot of times, this is more so of a doing of your own making. It's not something you might be blaming an outside force, but really it's something you are constantly choosing to stay stuck in, because the devil really represents that freedom of choice, free will. On the positive, the devil is you could tap into immense creative sexual power and energy if you make that choice. Again, the devil is a card of choice here. So, but again, this could also represent maybe people around you who give off this devil energy, who might, whether in the positive or the negative, but maybe more so in the negative, where again, they are manipulative. They have addictive personalities. They try to guilt trip you or try to gaslight you to stay in a certain situation that isn't good for you. We also have the King of Cups. This could represent either yourself or somebody else around you who is, could be very emotionally balanced. They could definitely be very good in both career and emotions, in both also sciences and the arts. This could be somebody who is a business owner, an entrepreneur who runs their own business. Either way, this is somebody who's definitely very emotionally balanced and can maybe help and assist you in some way. Let's also go ahead and we'll get to those in a moment, but let's see what comes out in our dragon deck here. And let's see. We have the Pepper Dragon. Versatile. So again, you need to mix it up and be willing to try out some different things. We also have Stealth, Gooseberry Dragon. So maybe you need to experiment and you have some very out there, new, revolutionary kind of ideas. But you need to be kind of under the radar with this, because you got to watch out, because maybe there's some people around you who are not going to, you gotta pick and choose who you tell this information to, if you do choose to tell it, or you might need to keep that information a little bit closer to your chest right now. We have Companion and we have Fun. Yeah, again, I for some reason I keep going back to some of you might really benefit from, taking on an animal companion, because it's going to bring a little bit more fun and excitement to your life. Or again, this could relate to new friends that you might be connecting with. But again, just make sure there's a word of caution where it's like, pick and choose who you associate with very wisely. We got the Medicine Mother with honor your inner knowing. Again, trust your inner knowing. Also, there might be some healing work that you need to do. We also have Mother Earth, feel loved and comforted. There's that unconditional love. Know that, again, you have access always to unconditional love from the earth itself. Tap into that energy. You might also have a lot of spirit guides around you that are feminine in nature, who are here that you can call on to assist you in being more loving and supportive to yourself. Especially when you have these very new and out there ideas that can really, transform your life and even your career, your destiny in that way. So let's also see what self-care. Oh, shit. Connecting with crystals. And yeah, we're going to pull some crystal cards for you. So obviously, working more with crystals, learning about how to make crystal grids, manifesting with crystals. It might be very beneficial for you guys. And let's see. Let's do one more. And we also have watch a movie. Again. And look, she's curled up watching a film with her cat and a cup of tea. Yeah, I don't know why. I just keep going back to, you guys would really benefit from an animal companion. And whether or not, if you do already have an animal companion, maybe it's time to spend a little bit more time with them. Buy them a fun little gift, appreciate your familiar and what they bring to your life and how they help to relax you. So let's look a little bit at the mantras and the journal prompt with these two cards. So with connecting with crystals, the mantra is, I am a guardian of the crystals, and I allow their healing energies and ancient wisdom to crystallize in my body. And the journal prompt here is, what crystal do you resonate with the most or find the most attractive? Exactly. This is the best way to select crystals. If you're lucky enough to have like a metaphysical shop or a crystal shop of some sort near you, I highly encourage you to go there without a plan of like what it is you're looking for, and just go and browse. Just look around, and whatever you feel the most attracted to crystal wise, that is the crystal you need to work with right now. Purchase that crystal. Make sure you take you either write it down, or you take I like to take photos of the signage of the name of the crystal or whatnot. And then once you're going home, you cleanse your crystal and stuff, you're kind of holding it, then look it up and see what that crystal is all about. What is it good for? What is its metaphysical properties? Because you will be shocked to shit probably, because whatever is related to that crystal is exactly what it is you need to work on right now. And that would improve your life, like literally. It happens every single time. So, and you'll notice that you'll go through cycles where you'll be really attracted to things like blue crystals, or very high vibrational crystals, or green ones, or, you will be attracted to very specific types during different phases in your life. Also, I feel like you'll always, as you work more with crystals and stuff, you'll realize that there is definitely a certain group of crystals that you're always attracted to, no matter what. And those are like your ride or die crystals that are always beneficial for you, regardless of whatever you're going through. For me personally, my ride or die crystals are always labradorite, which includes things like rainbow moonstone. That is just white labradorite. I am always obsessed with labradorite, and it's one of the main crystals I'm always gravitating towards. The other one is definitely calcite. I'm always all about my calcite. That is one of my favorite crystals. Those two I'm always attracted to. I'm always going near those. So again, don't be surprised if you find that like your go-to crystal is always amethyst, or crystals in the quartz family or something, which is a very extensive family, of course. But yeah, learn about crystals, work with that. That will help to improve your life, obviously. And then we have this, watch a movie. So let's talk about this. So the mantra is, I am worthy of relaxing. Learning how to relax a little bit more. And it's a very simple card here, where it's just about, plan a night to watch a movie by yourself and journal about how it makes you feel. Treat yourself to a solo date night at the movie theater. You are worth it. Organize a themed movie night with a loved one or group, and step out of reality and into a story together. So again, you could do this by yourself, or you could do it with a new group of friends or your current group of friends, whatever works for you. But I strongly feel like it would be a little bit more beneficial for you guys to do this practice and snuggle up with your furry companion or your scaly companion, whatever your companion is. Spend some time with them, curl up and watch a movie, and really consider what messages come to you while you're watching this film, because there's something in that film that can give you guidance, or again, some topic that you relate to that you can apply even into your own personal life, no matter how small or silly it may seem. So the journal prompt here is, what is your favorite movie from childhood, and how does it make you feel? You might even want to think about this and then rewatch that movie that you loved as a kid, and really, analyze why it is this movie spoke to you, especially as a child, and what about it still speaks to you even now, especially with the themes that are coming up in the movie? Because that, again, will help you to pinpoint, yeah, I really relate to this theme. Why is that? Well, this is what I'm currently going on in my life. This still actually applies. And that's going to help to, again, pinpoint maybe something that you need to work on, work on to improve your life. Because that's the whole point of this video. Oh, well, funny enough, that was upright. We got Moonstone coming out again. Cycles. I'm the divine flow of my soul rhythms and life cycles. We also have a very heart-centered stone here. We have rhodochrosite, the forbidden bacon. Such like when you get a really gemmy, high-quality piece of rhodochrosite, it just kind of looks like bacon. But we have rhodochrosite, self-acceptance, unconditional love, self-acceptance. We got clearly a theme here. Don't let your inner demons get you down. You need to rise above that shit. Self-acceptance. I fully accept myself and know that I am worthy of great things in life. Exactly. You are worthy. No matter what you've gone through, don't let that negative self-talk, the devil, or however you want to paint it, bring you down and chain you up. Because again, it's all really within your own mind. It's your own doing. It's not necessarily something outside of yourself that's always going to do that. We also have Pneumite, which is strength. I am strong in mind, body, and spirit. And we have clear quartz with clarity. I have clarity in all aspects of my life. Again, everybody, if you're going to start working and connecting with crystals, highly recommend that you get yourself some clear quartz, because that is your number one, it's great for everything. You can program clear quartz to help you with anything. It is a fantastic, especially beginner crystal to start working with. If you're very new to the whole idea of working with crystals, you should always have a piece. We have wreath here, sorrow over a loss. Maybe even some of you, and again, there might only be one person who's going to relate to this. Maybe you just recently had, because that animal companion just keeps coming up. Maybe you just recently had an animal companion pass away and you're still very sad and hurting from that loss. But I feel like they don't want you to continue to be sad. And they want you to keep moving forward, and they're going to bring you a sign. They're going to help to connect you to the next companion to sort of take on that role that they had. We have feather with someone you know is undependable and insincere. Again, this goes back to the message that I was getting for another group of you who picked this pile, where it's like somebody around you that you are in connection with in your friend group or whatever it may be, a work colleague, is like they're trying to blow sunshine up your ass, but they're not sincere. Make sure that isn't you. Again, that whole thing with like, oh yeah, I'm totally gonna hang out with you this day, but then you bail out the last time. That's not sincere. Don't do that shit. Nobody likes that. We have broken ring, parting of the ways in either romance or business. Yep. Again, there might be some unexpected endings in friendships coming up here, or connection. Carriage, a journey, either physical or mental. Exactly. And you have that Six of Swords. There is some sort of journey or transport happening here. And it may not be like a physical one. And again, it could be a mental change in, choice. Let's see what else we got. We have hat. You'll be playing a different role. Yeah, you need to take on a new role. And have more fun with it. Let's see, what do we got? We have chair empty. Someone is leaving your life. Again, this is probably not a bad thing if they're especially that insincere person. You're going to realize that and be like, well, sayonara. And look at that, dogs. Getting together with friends. Again, I feel like there could be new friendships awaiting for you guys here. Or again, a new animal companion that comes out of the blue. And we have an exciting event. Look at that. That's nice. And lastly, we have Cain. Pay attention to your health. There is an element here of you guys, you definitely want to pay attention to your health and, again, relax a little bit more. Have a little you day where you just kind of chill and you relax and you sit in your space and you enjoy a good movie or a book or whatever it is. You know, it doesn't have to necessarily be a movie if you're not a movie buff or whatnot. But that is everything I'm getting for this particular pile. So if this resonated, please do let me know. And again, if you feel so inclined to, if you want to learn more about astrology with us, I highly encourage you to check out my Patreon. It's also a great way to support this channel and the production of videos like this. Or again, there are things like my Ko-fi, or just checking out and following any of my other social media to keep in touch with whatever I am doing and sharing this video. It all helps to make the world go round. So thank you all so much, and I will see you in the next one. All right, for the fourth and final pile with our very cool piece of fluorite here, we're going to go ahead and see what it is you need to work on to improve your life. So we have the card restriction. And we also have the king, card 3. So this is 35. This is 3. Man, authority, male sexual energy, things pertaining to law, justice. All right. So the vibe I'm getting right here is this is definitely related to you, again, for a large group of you. To you and another person. Obviously, they're masculine, they hold authority, or they are, exercising authority over you. And they're restricting you. They're, manipulating you or something negative in that context. And it's time, I feel like, to break ties with this person. You need to realize that you need to take more charge. So again, the other way to look at this is that you need to take more authority over your own life. Again, regardless if there is another person involved, or again, this is yourself, that you are imposing limitations and restrictions on yourself, telling yourself that you can't do this or that because, you don't have X, Y, Z or thing. It's like, no, you need to stop that self-talk, because by you saying that, by you projecting that, you're only creating more of that. You are creating that problem. That problem wouldn't exist if you would stop projecting that out. So you need to stop putting on self-restriction. Again, for others of you, this is literally relating to another person. So I wouldn't be surprised if this has something to do with like an opposition that's happening in your chart right now, in your astrology. Again, you're going to maybe need to look at the transits to see what's activating. There could be some sort of opposition going on that is challenging you, because oppositions usually represent relationships with you and another person. So whoever that other person is, this could be activated where you're having more issues with maybe the law or the justice system, or again, you're struggling with that element of male sexual energy. So, because we all have both energies within us. We have masculine and we have feminine. So again, this might be bringing up an issue of you aren't activating that masculine energy, or maybe there's too much of that masculine energy. You're gonna have to go with your own intuition. You're gonna have to apply this message. You're gonna have to do a little bit of work to apply this message to your own personal situation, because I'm not going to have all the answers for you. If that's what you were expecting when you clicked on this video, that's not how this works. This is not how this relationship works. You got to put in half the work here in these messages. I can start pointing you in the right direction, but whether or not you act on those directions is up to you, and how it works and how it applies to your personal situation. So again, you need to look and really analyze everything that's going on around in your life and pinpoint, where is there restriction? Where are you feeling restriction? And then you need to question, why is that restriction there? And really, again, don't just immediately jump to assume that it's an outside force that is causing the restriction. Well, why would that outside force be putting that restriction on you unless you did something, you made a choice that allowed that to come in, or you're perpetrating whatever the word is I'm looking for. You are repeatedly thinking something that is manifesting that in your reality. Stop that shit. So let's get actually some, using my astrology dice here, some possible pinpoints to where this might be related. So let's start with our zodiac sign. Again, you want to look at this in relation to not just your natal chart, but maybe your solar return, your progressed lunar transits, all that good shit. We have Sagittarius. So yes. So maybe this is an authority figure within a school setting, a higher education system, or something in philosophy. Maybe this is a worldview. Again, maybe you need to take more authority. Or again, maybe this is representing a Sagittarius man that you're dealing with. Let's see what house. We have the first house. And now this has a lot to do with with yourself. And again, restrictions you put on yourself, or you're allowing somebody else to restrict you. But again, since the first house here, this is all about you, how you approach things, how you project, how your body, your image, your everything that has to do with the ruling of that first house, how you take action. Yeah, you need to be the one in authority of your own life here. So let's also look at what planetary body might be associated with this. And we have Saturn. Father figures. Maybe this again has to do with a father figure. Because Saturn can relate to the father energy. It's also, Saturn is literally restriction. It can be delay. But it's also discipline. Saturn can especially be very powerful, and it's one you have to look at and you have to respect when it comes to especially career, because this is what Saturn can be your greatest ally and beneficial planet to help you to grow and to work through challenges. You typically, when you have your first Saturn return, that is a huge turning point in your life where massive change and transformation can occur. Because again, if you haven't learned, but the word caution is, if you haven't learned the lessons of your Saturn before that Saturn return happens, you might be a little bit fucked, because it's gonna throw some stuff up into your face and you might not be prepared for it. So again, you really want to understand, where is your Saturn in your natal chart? What is Saturn ruling? What is it aspecting? And obviously wherever Sagittarius is, you could be a Sagittarius rising. Also, yeah, your rising sign is really important here. What is going on with your rising sign? What is your rising sign? What is your chart ruler? Is your chart ruler Saturn? Let's go ahead and start diving into the tarot as well. What do you guys need to work on? What is going on? We have the Hermit, Virgo energy. So obviously there is a need here to go within and consider. Oh wow, we got a lot of major arcanas coming out. We got the Death card as well, and we have the Wheel. For fuck me, Jesus. You have 3 major arcana cards. So you guys are a group where you have some major life transformations. Luck is changing. And Sagittarius does have relation to luck because of Jupiter. But yeah, you're going through a massive transformation. You're going to be breaking out of these restrictions, and it's going to completely change your life. But the key here is that you need to take authority for your own destiny, and you need to really spend some time in meditation about what it is and what you want for your own soul, what would nourish your inner soul and help you to learn. There might even be a mentor of some sort. Maybe it could be this man in authority who could actually give you some guidance to help to teach you what it is that you need to change. Again, it's going to be different for everybody who clicks on this video. We have winter. So again, the winter season might be very significant. Also the wolf totem. Take care of your needs. Yeah, you need to take better care of yourself. For sure, we all need to take better care of ourselves. But let's see what else we can get here. And we have, okay, I say that, and we got the medicine mother coming up again. Honor your inner knowing. What do you know internally to be true for you? And we also have spring. We have winter and spring. Winter transforming into spring. See your seeds grow. So again, be very mindful of what it is you are manifesting, because whatever you put your energy towards is going to grow. Positive or negative. Interesting. You guys are getting a lot of similar cards to the last pile as well. We got versatile. You need to be flexible. You need to be versatile. You need to be willing to try out new things. We also have organize, Peapod Dragon. There comes the discipline that Saturn gives you. You need to have organization. You need to have a game plan here. And we also got grace, Cherry Dragon. Ooh, so pretty. And do it with a lot of grace and a lot of, poise. You don't need to be always angry. I don't know why. That's like the word that's coming to mind. You don't need to be super defensive or to have too much, again, the word anger is just what's coming to mind. Write a gratitude list. So that would be really beneficial for a lot of you to improve your life, is to look at what you already have and be grateful for it. We also have dream journaling. You guys really need to work on those journals. I feel like you guys need one more. Yeah, pay attention to your sleep schedule. Are you getting enough sleep? What is coming through in your sleep? All right, well, we got a few more here. So we got also energy work, so connecting and tapping into the chakra systems. And we also have take a walk, get grounded, touch some grass. So let's look at some of the mantras here and some of the journal prompts. Oops, oh, I didn't bump that too much. So let's start off with card 20 and work our way up. So with card 20, with the dream journal, the mantra is, I remember my dreams, control my dreams, and use my dreams as a playground for my growth. So the journal prompt here is, recall a recent or powerful dream you had, writing it out as if it were a story. What lessons can you learn from this dream? Try naming your dreams, like a book or a movie, to help organize reoccurring themes. Review what you write and record it and see what are repeated things, because those repeated things are going to be guidance for you. You might want to start off with just making a 7-day commitment to write down anything that you dream as soon as you wake up in the morning and see what, again, comes up. Then we have the energy work card. The mantra is, my energetic body is clear and radiating love. The journal prompt is, do you have an intuitive sense of how the different energy centers in your body feel? Which ones do you intuitively feel need some attention? So again, this is all about tapping in and checking into your metaphysical body, your energy centers. Think about the different colors associated. What colors are you dreaming about a lot right now, or you're highly attracted to? Because something about those colors could relate to a chakra system that you need to work on. Especially with that male energy, I was seeing a lot of that orange and red there. So again, your lower chakra systems, you might need to work more on. We also are going to move on to that take a walk. The mantra is, with each step forward, I release what no longer serves me. This is all about getting out in nature, be physically active, walking meditations, maybe even forest bathing. If you've never heard of that, do a little Google search and learn more about that. So the journal prompt is, what sights, sounds, and smells do you notice when you go for walks? And how do these things make you feel? And then lastly, of course, we have our gratitude list, which is actually the last card in this deck. So the mantra is simply, I am grateful. So the journal prompt is, what are you grateful for? How can you show more gratitude daily? Again, the key here is just to start practicing gratitude, to, recognize and look at all the moments and how divinely orchestrated life truly is. Holding on to resistance and expectations keeps us attached to our suffering. When we take time to consistently and authentically express our appreciation for others, we receive gratitude in return. This process creates a beautiful cycle of positivity that propels us forward into a more positive and stable experience of life. Exactly. So that is definitely something that would greatly help to improve your life if you took on that practice. Now let's see what crystals might be helpful for you guys. Sorry, it cut off there for a second, but we have ruby with shine. It's time for me to shine. Exactly. Obviously, ruby. And it's funny because that one dragon kind of made me think of rubies for sure. So let's see. Let's do... Oh man. Oops. They went flying. All right, we got a few more here for you guys. We have, of course, a staple, an always positive one to have, rose quartz, self-love. I approve of myself and love myself deeply and completely. We also have selenite, spiritual awakening. I am a spiritual warrior of the light. And lastly, we have amazonite, life purpose. I'm fully aligned to and living my life purpose. Exactly. Let's see what other cards we can have come up here. We have box with you will receive a gift. Interesting. We also have camel with preserve. And you will overcome, persevere. And you will overcome problems. We have the whale with great worry over nothing. Again, don't be afraid of the death and transformation that's occurring because, again, this is representing a change in luck for you. We have desk with pay attention to your work. We also have broken bridge, unsuccessful outcome to a problem. Boat, money or property through inheritance, winning or windfall. Maybe this is that gift that is related to whatever. We also have a dark man, dealings or relationship with a man with dark complexion or hair, so watch out for that. Again, we have that man energy coming up, so there's definitely a man involved for a lot of you in some way. We have pale, time to get out of a situation, because it's not successful. There's going to be no successful outcome to whatever that situation, that problem is. We also have woman, dealings or relationship with a woman. And lastly, we have an astral house coming in for you guys. We have happiness. So this is about achieving that happiness in your own life. And again, the key here is to embrace, again, your authenticity. I feel like don't be afraid of what Saturn can give you in a positive sense. Be very mindful of, again, taking care of yourself and to what it is you're trying to manifest, because whatever you put your mind to is what's going to grow. So stop thinking limitedly. Think expansive. Think, again, if you have a limiting thought or a negative thought, transform that and turn that into a positive thought and have gratitude for what you already do have. So yeah. That is everything I'm seeing here for this particular pile. So If you enjoyed this and if it resonated, please do let me know. Again, if you feel so inclined to help and support this channel, I highly encourage you to check out my Patreon, because I'll give you access to all the podcasts that we do over there, as well as there's also Ko-fi and just any of my other social media like Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. If you want to check me out on there, you do you, whatever floats your boat. And I will see you in the next one.